Hola, hola. My name is Ramon, cosmetic formulator, licensed esthetician, and skincare discoverer. And today we're talking about a skincare brand that I only just recently discovered, Good Light Skin. I only just recently discovered Good Light Skin, like at the beginning of summer. The brand is owned by David Yee, aka Socialite on Instagram. And I only discovered it because I felt like out of nowhere, a lot of people started posting about him. I think he launched a book at the beginning of summer. I saw like Susan and James talking about it, and I'm like, who is David Yee? And I go to his page and I see that he's like the founder, CEO of Good Light Skin. And I looked into the products and I'm like, oh, this is like a really interesting brand. And then I started seeing other creators like my friend Hajar start talking about like their serum and their other products. So I was like, you know what? Let me just try out this brand. It seems really new, seems really fresh, and let me see what it's all about. And so today we're going to talk about their 3 products, and it's very simple products. I first have their cleanser, their toning lotion, and then their probiotic serum. But before we get into it, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you know when I post more skincare, sunscreen, and Fenty Beauty content on my channel. And let me know down in the comments section, have you used these products before? What are your thoughts on them? What else do you want to see from Good Light Skin? Sound off. So as I mentioned, there's only 3 products and I've only been using these for about the last week. And so realistically, this is more of like a first impression, first week review. But I'm comfortable coming on and talking about them just because it's a very simple, straight to the point line. I actually talked about this in my last Would I Buy or Not video. And I said pretty much that I'm like, it seems really simple and to the point, not a lot going on, but that's not a bad thing. I feel like we always want like higher, faster, louder with our skincare. And sometimes keeping it simple and chill is cute. It's a little bit better for our skin. And basically, aside from the 3 products, like the main brand ethos, like what they got going on, is that it's a personal care brand that believes in beauty beyond the binary. Good Light creates highly efficacious yet gentle personal care products that are for all people regardless of your gender identity. So they're really just like highlighting inclusivity. They want to make skincare for everyone. And I see that kind of in the formulation in that there's nothing too polarizing. So let's get into it. The first product I'm going to be talking about is their Cosmic Dew Water Cleanser. Looking at the claims for this, first of all, it's $18. The website says, not only does this cleanser remove impurities, it's also super hydrating, helps with inflammation, and makes sensitive skin stronger. You want more? It also works to improve your skin barrier function. Yay. Realistically, what this is, you have really nice mild surfactants in this, so you're not gonna have the surfactants that could potentially cause a little bit more irritation or stripping of the skin, so it's nice, gentle, and plush, and velvety. It does foam, so do note that. Most people tend to have the association that like foam cleansers are better for oily skin. As an oily skin person, I love them, but I also like a cream cleanser, so I don't discriminate. What I do appreciate about this and what they do highlight as a brand is that aside from the surfactants, you have humectants in this, you have kombu, which is a seaweed extract, and those kind of help to alleviate or minimize any potential dryness or stripping you might experience from this. This is a really nice foam cleanser, but as I mentioned, it doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles going on. So unless you're really looking for a new foam cleanser, I wouldn't say go out and buy this like rush. There's no scent or fragrance to this, so I think it would be a little bit more sensitive skin friendly. Knowing that it is Korean made, I'm like, oh, it's a very cute Korean cleanser. So definitely a really good cleansing launch from Good Light. Next up, I have their Moon Glow Milky Toning Lotion. And spoiler alert, this to me is the standout product and the one I think you need to rush out and buy if you are looking for a new toner. Going off what the marketing says, first of all, this is $22, and they say this is a dreamy and ultra light milky toning lotion. It's super hydrating, nourishing, and soothing. This toner also has ceramides to help promote a robust skin barrier function. Natural alpha hydroxy acid slough off dead skin cells. Meadow foam seed oil helps with anti-inflammation, and together they help with dryness and to strengthen your skin. Yay. What this gives me, and my boyfriend had to like say this to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, it totally does. This is a lighter weight dupe for the Laneige Cream Skin. It's very milky. This gives me the texture of like coconut milk or like hemp milk, like an alternative milk, in that it's lightweight and watery, but there's a body, there's something to it. It's not just a milk. To me, why I like this the most is, like most toners and things that I tend to prefer my skincare, there is a versatility to it. So it has the ability in itself to layer on once and feel really nice on my oily skin. For daytime skin prep, this is like a really good texture if you want a little bit more like moisturization out of your toner, just because if you're dry skin, this is not what you're gonna rely on to just moisturize your skin. But layer this, sunscreen, I'm good for the day just because it gets my skin right. But you can also layer this up and build up like several skins of this, and it's not gonna feel heavy, but you're really gonna feel like that really juicy nourishment of the skin. Your skin looks so radiant and juicy and supple with this on, which I mean, a lot of toners do. But what I appreciate is that this has a little bit more of an emulsion quality to it. Ingredient wise, there's a lot of oils. You got meadow foam, argan, rosehip, avocado, olive fruit, canola oil. You also got niacinamide, panthenol, arginine, urea, ceramides, and humectant. So this is really just feeding, nourishing, loving up on your skin barrier, getting it into a really good state. And so I can't knock any of those qualities. This is definitely the kind of product that I like. This does not have any alcohols, no fragrance or essential oils. It is plush, it's milky, and it's lightweight on the skin. So the ingredients, the benefits, the skin feel and texture of it all, that's why to me this is like the standout product of these three. If you're looking for something like the Laneige cream skin, and for example, like I don't remember if that one has fragrance or not, but this is fragrance free, essential oil free, alcohol free, something I think is really good for sensitive skin types, especially if you lean a little bit more towards dry or dehydrated. Worth checking out. Standout product. Now to the last product in the lineup, and this is the We Come in Peace Probiotic Serum, and they say that this is an otherworldly microbiome enhancing probiotic serum. Retails for $24. The marketing behind this is that it hydrates, protects, calms, and makes your skin barrier more robust. You want more? With probiotics to help your microbiome, bakuchiol to help with skin cell turnover, carrot and moringa seeds for instant and light hydration, and blue tansy, an anti-inflammatory, this serum is a super protector. And what this gives me is the Milky Toning Lotion plus. Like it's a lot of those same attributes, skin feel and texture and whatnot, but it's just a little bit more rich, there's a little bit more body to it, in which I'm like, okay, I guess this is like a serum, but realistically to me, it's not very different from the toner. This has olive fruit and carrot seed and moringa seed oils. This also has bakuchiol, as mentioned, which was really interesting. I use this every day for a week, did not have any adverse reactions. For those of you who don't know, bakuchiol is touted as being a plant-derived alternative to retinol and showcasing a lot of really similar benefits in the skin, but it is natural. So a lot of brands really riding on that. But considering all those things, like I was really surprised that I didn't have any adverse effects just because realistically, I'm not actually using a lot of retinoids and I'm not really exfoliating. So no irritation, worth noting. This does also have Lactococcus ferment lysate, and that's the probiotic base. Then you also have betaine, which is a really nice like skin barrier humectant, blue tansy, which I love seeing blue tansy oil. It's a really good like oily acne prone skin thing, but it's blue tansy essential oil. And they're claiming that just primarily has anti-inflammatory benefits, which I'm not knocking. So that's the main cause for that. And realistically, it's not a bad serum. I love the skin feel of this. And to me, what I get is because, for example, I say this is an emulsion. If you're not aware, emulsion is you're basically just taking lipid soluble and water soluble things and putting them together so that they don't separate. So this, as an oily skin individual, offers very, 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 very lightweight moisturization, as then there's potential for some occlusivity and it locking in hydration. If this is just a little bit more rich, this could qualify to me as like a lightweight moisturizer in the same vein that the Great Barrier Relief from Crave kind of is. This like treads that line of like, is it a hydrator? Is it a moisturizer? I don't know, but this is nice. I just prefer the Milky Toning Lotion. And so with that, that is my review of Good Light Skin, and I'm really liking what I see so far. That being said, a lot of the claims of the brand very much are that clean beauty, like no toxic ingredients, like good vibes only. Looking at some of the website claims, first of all, they're vegan and cruelty free, which I know a lot of people really do care about. They tout a lot about inclusivity. They also tout the whole, we adhere to the EU standard of clean with 1,300 banned ingredients, and they formulate with clean, non-toxic ingredients. A lot of that verbiage, I'm just like, why are we still staying on this? Don't like saying that. Also, there's no parabens, no mineral oils, oxybenzone. A lot of that verbiage that at this point, I feel like brands rely on for the selling aspect of it, because we are aware as scientists here that there's not a lot of backing, or the research and studies that showcase those as being bad are grounded in very unsubstantiated or grossly exaggerated bases. So that is my biggest qualm with the brand. Price point also, just because affordability is kind of subjective, but to me, where I am standing right now, especially comparing these to what drugstore is now, what Sephora is, very mid-tier, semi-accessible depending what you're looking for. And plus when you get into like indie brands, especially focusing more on inclusivity and sustainability, price point kind of has to live in this range for the most part, unless you got really good financial backing. So that being said, let me know down below in the comments section, have you used these? What are your thoughts on them? What are your favorite products? And what else do you want to see from the brand? I don't know if they're launching anything else very soon, but I'm excited to see what else they drop. For me, especially knowing these are Korean made and he's Korean, I'm like, what's the sunscreen situation gonna look like? Let me know. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification bell, so that you know when I post more skincare, sunscreen, and Fenty related content on my channel. Give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.